You know, you're driving along. I shoved the phone between my legs, right? I don't know if you do this. I'm texting away, right? I know I shouldn't do it. My girlfriend says I shouldn't do that because of the radiation. I just think, fuck it, the phone's insured. Right? I'm trying to do this thing at the moment where I'm trying to turn off predictive texting. Why have we got predictive texting? Why do we need it? We don't have predictive talking. Why do we need predictive writing? It'd be great if we did have predictive talking. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Where'd you go today? Oh, today, me, I wallabid. I wanked, I washed, I walked. I can't turn it off. I walk to the Sharons, the ships, the shops. I walk to the shops. I can't turn it off. Predictive thinking. I reckon that's what Tourette's is. Tourette's, right? It's just predictive talking that people can't turn off. What'd you have for your dinner? Fuck off, fish and chips. A mushy cunts. Peas, mushy peas. I can't turn it off. It's a rip-off living in London. Car insurance. How much of a rip-off is this? I rung up some car insurance the other day. I said, how much would it be to insure my car? This bloke said, do you park it in the street? I said, yeah, I'm having problems squeezing it into the spare room. He said, as opposed to a garage. I said, yes, I park it in the street. He said, is it a well-lit street? I said, no, it's a dark street. He said, oh, dear. Have you got any security, any car alarms? I said, no, nothing. He said, what area in London do you live in? So I told him my address, and he came round and nicked it. This is true, right? The telephone hard sell is the worst in the world. This is a true story. I was lying in bed the other day with a hangover. Yeah, it's awful, isn't it, when your cock's so big it won't stay in the bed. I'm glad I didn't say a stinking hangover. And this bloke rings me, and I knew straight away this bloke was trying to sell me something with his opening line. Because he said, hello, sir. How are you today? I said, no, thank you. And he genuinely got the hump and said, no, thank you, what? I said, sorry. No, thank you, please. He said, I'm phoning from EDF. I said, I'm not interested. He said, I haven't told you what it is yet. I said, I know exactly why you're ringing. You're ringing to offer me a free season ticket to Wembley plus unlimited access to Dirty Brenda's all-night knocking shop with as many chocolate hobnobs as I can eat. He said, no, I'm not. I'm ringing to talk about your domestic fuel bills. I said, well, why didn't you say that in the first place? Keep talking, son. He said, well, sir, because you didn't get the sarcasm. He said, how would you feel about paying less for your gas? I said, honestly? He said, yes. I said, I reckon I'd feel exactly the same, but I'd be paying less for me gas. Time for music. Very sad time because of the death last year of Michael Jackson. And you get these comedians, don't you, who do these cheap and pathetic jokes about Michael. Well, you won't be getting that from me, ladies and gentlemen, because Michael was a mentor. And fuck off, it's the serious bit! Sorry. Michael was a... Fucking get out and show some respect. In fact, do both. Get out the whole way like this, all the way to the door. You're talking about the man I love! And the things that are said about Michael, the lies, the untruths, it makes me sick. I was reading today on the internet, right, on his wicked paedophile page. Wikipedia! And the lies! The things people say about him! Yeah, he was on drugs. Oh, he was on drugs, was he? You're talking about a man who didn't even have sugar in his coffee. Do you know why? Because he was sweet enough. Didn't even have milk in his coffee. Right? You know the porn star name game? It's your first pet and your mother's maiden name. Do you play those rules? Yes, you do. Good. What was your first pet, Liz? This could be your moment. What was your first pet? This could be comedy gold. What was your first pet? A dog. Not the name of the pet. For fuck's sake. First you didn't hear it, you know the Isle of Wight, and now you can't... That's not going to work as a porn star name, is it? Hey, baby, what's your name? A dog! A dog! What was the name of the dog? Harry. Fucking perfect. Harry! You've had the last 5 minutes to think of something. You could have said Fluffy or Trixie or Pussy. Oh, no. For the DVD, what do we get? Harry. Deal with that. I I hope to God your mother's maiden name is Fuck Flaps, otherwise this is going nowhere. Fucking Harry! I was lying in bed, right, with my wife the other day, and we were talking about sexual fantasies. And I said that during sex, I'd always quite liked the idea of, you know, turning into Leonard Rossiter. Can I stick it up your Miss Jones? I said I'd always quite liked the idea of, you know, getting someone else involved. And she said, no chance. You can carry on doing it on your own. Because that's the problem after a while. It's the romance that goes, isn't it? You do your best, don't you? But it goes, right? I said, it always backfires as well when I do my best. I said, what do you mean more romantic? She went, I don't know, surprise me one night. Come home with a bottle of wine, a DVD, write those little secret notes around the house. So the next night, I came back with a bottle of Blue Nun and a porno film, and I wrote a little note on the door saying, do not disturb, right? Still not fucking happy, right? So, I made the... It's hard having kids, though. You've always got to do the right thing. It's so difficult, right? The other day, my 5-year-old, this is a true story, he was crying his eyes out. I walked in, I said, are you all right, son? He went, no, I'm scared. I said, what are you scared of? How heartbreaking is this? I'm scared of a third world war. I know. I picked that little fella up and I held him tightly. I said, son, you don't have to be scared of that. I said, I've seen Comic Relief, and I reckon if it all does kick off, I don't think the third world are up for it. Charity's always been, you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. But you teach a man to fish. Saved yourself a fish, haven't you? We don't really do the prayers thing, by the way. We're not a religious family. We're not anti-religious. We just haven't made our minds up yet. It's the text of the Bible. I find it a bit confusing and old-fashioned. Because people don't speak like that anymore, do they? Like, you know, like the Noah story. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. You know, people don't speak like that anymore, do they? You know, you don't have to say both. You don't have to split them up. Why don't they just say it rained for 40 days? We'd have understood, wouldn't we? We don't need the full sentence. Do we? People don't talk like that anymore, do they? On a Friday night, you don't say to your mates, right, I'll see you in a few days, in a few nights. Right, nothing! You have to separate them, yeah? We'll understand. If I said to you lot, I haven't slept for 40 days, you'd rush me to hospital. If on the way I said, obviously I've been sleeping at night, you'd beat the shit out of me. But you've got to watch telly with the kids, right? You've got to watch kids' TV, right? They don't want to watch what I want to watch, like I say. Like, I'll tell you what I don't watch, University Challenge anymore. I've given up with University Challenge. Right? Is it me, or are the questions getting harder and harder with every series? It's got to the point now, honestly, where I give myself a point if I understand what the question means. I swear to God this is true. I once shouted out Henry VIII, and the answer was nitrogen. How is that fucking possible?